Welcome to the threesome, y'all. This is the podcast where the three of us try to discuss at least 3 topics each week. If you are back for more of this shit, we thank you for once again putting up with us. If this is your first time tuning in, we are glad you found us and we apologize in advance.
Yes. I liked last week's episode. What the fuck?
Well, you know. Anyway, allow me to introduce us. Our point person and optimistic realist. We call her Star.
To the east, Black words.
Sissy.
To the east, my brother, to the east.
Wait, can you call people sissies anymore? I don't give a fuck. Cancel me.
Our man in the middle of our threesome and our voice of reason. We call him Magic.
Dear vaccinated people, how you feeling after every damn body got Omicron?
Oh, I feel fine. I've never had. I don't have it. Never had
the
it.
House.
I do leave. I left the house 3 days this week. I'll have you know.
Ooh.
I've been amongst
up in the world.
I've been amongst the people. I just don't be raw dogging y'all's air. Okay.
Been at a water park for the last 2 days. I ain't scared and unvaccinated. Fucks with me.
Okay. And bringing up the rear, as always, me, I identify as the pragmatic contrarian of the group, and they call me Storm. So,
you don't identify as a furry?
As a what?
Wow, that's how you get down. Did I miss a meeting?
A furry?
What the hell is that?
So there's some rumor that some high school here in Michigan, and the school denies it, but the rumor started somewhere that they were thinking about putting litter boxes in the bathroom for students that identify as furries.
No, they weren't. Let's not be. Are we trying to say people who
I would
think
not
they're
be
cats?
surprised. Furries are people that dress up as animals.
Okay.
And
yeah,
that's the thing that they do.
I do not dress up as animals.
Me either, but we trying to act like
days.
we gotta give a platform to everybody.
Catch me on Halloween. I can't, promise I won't, but I mean, ordinarily I do not. Okay. I love animals though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't kink shame, but weird is weird.
That is not a kink, you nasty son.
I'm gonna need you to peruse the internet. Yes,
okay,
it is.
It's not a kink of mine, you nasty son.
There's other people on Earth. There's a whole bunch of shit that ain't a kink of mine, but it's still kinks.
Okay, well that's nasty. Y'all
don't
leave animals alone. They don't want your shit. Like, leave them alone.
You ain't never been getting fucked from the back and wanted to see a horse head on the man you was with.
Ew.
Hell no.
And I ordinarily don't kink shame, but if that is your kink, you nasty son B. Leave the animals alone. They don't need this. Okay. So, y'all got me all discombobulated. What are we talking about this week? Good Lord.
Stuff.
Oh, Star pointed out that we didn't do an RIP to Bob Saget.
Yeah.
And once again, it's not our custom.
Weed isn't a drug. I've sucked dick for cocaine. Have you ever sucked dick for weed? Had to see the movie.
I was gonna say. Well, I was about to tell on myself. Never mind.
Damn.
We know you haven't smoked weed. You were sucking dick for the pleasure.
I was gonna say I've sucked dick because it's Tuesday. But anyway.
Shout out to Tuesdays. There's not enough celebrating. Fucking prudes.
It's a whole new meaning to Taco Tuesdays.
Who doesn't love a good taco?
Right. Tacos are.
I
Delicious.
reiterate,
I was
soapy,
gonna say tasty, but
sweaty
whatever.
taco is better than soapy taco. I'm just saying.
Okay. All right. Good for you. So anyway, Bob Saget, R.I.P. Um, I'm gonna take the time to say a little bit about him because he actually did do a lot for Black people, particularly Black women. Some people may know that he was a champion of scleroderma research,
Mm.
which okay, and I'm not going to pretend like he's doing that. He did this in a vacuum. His sister passed away from scleroderma. However, scleroderma, probably one of the reasons why um, it needed a Bob Saget for research is because most of its victims tend to be Black women.
Mhm.
So, Bob Saget actually did a lot for scleroderma research, and as a result, there are a lot of Black women living a lot longer than they would have before. So, shout out to Bob Saget, R.I.P.
I feel like my blackness is in question, but what's scleroderma?
Scleroderma.
Mhm.
Sorry,
Um,
I forgot a L.
what did you call it?
Go. We're trying to inform people.
Uh, it's um, it's like a
Like an
scler.
eczema.
Guess in derma, it's got to be skin, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
well, in sclera, meaning it's like scar tissue. So
Yeah.
it's like your
Psoriasis?
organs. Well, your skin gets like and your connective tissue
Yeah.
like hardens
Hardens.
and
It's really
yeah,
bad.
yeah, it's very bad.
All right, I got to Google that after the show.
Yeah. But yeah, one of the things that he found was that a lot of people, that there wasn't a lot of research done about it because again, most of the
Something
victims were
bad.
Black women.
Black
So
folks. Hmm.
who gives a fuck, right? Well, Bob
Good
Saget
looking,
gave a
Robert.
fuck. Yeah. So and good on him. And also, I will say that he seems to have been like a really good guy, like just in general, like one of those people who like everybody has like not, I have
Yeah,
not
something
heard one
good to
person
say.
who had anything bad to say about him. Everybody's like, you know what, he was the sweetest matter of fact, what's her name, I keep wanting to call her Regina King, but the other one,
Regina Hall?
Regina Hall, thank you. um she was really close with him. He and she were very close because um Regina Hall's mother had scleroderma, and she reached out to Bob Saget, and Bob Saget actually put her in contact with a lot of resources that eventually um, her mother did pass away recently, I think, or maybe she didn't. I don't know, but she was able
Big
to
difference
live.
there.
Well, yeah, it's a
A
big
better
difference.
quality of life.
Her mother did not pass away when she ordinarily probably would have, like very shortly after her diagnosis.
Hmm.
Um, and as a result, they were very close. It turns out, like they were like really good friends and in life. And he actually, she's actually on the board of the foundation that he started.
Very cool.
And
Cool.
yeah, so anyway, R.I.P. Bob Saget.
R.I.P.
Um,
Pieces
also, this is being recorded on the
128.
28th. The 28th of January, but because y'all are going to get it in February, we're going to go ahead and start our Black History programming tonight.
Because we're black,
Um,
y'all. Because we're black, y'all. Because we're blackity black, black,
Blackity
y'all.
Blackity Black. Exactly. And
Shout out to
that's
light
that.
skinned militants.
And that is exactly what our Black History programming is about. Uh, Well, at least tonight. But it occurred to me that I wanted to talk about the non mainstream Black History heroes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The
Like,
greatest.
like white people love to pull out Martin
Oh,
and
they could pull out in George Washington Carver.
George Washington Carver. I'm more of a
They're the only
Du
two
Bois
black people
kind of
that ever
person.
did anything.
But right, they might know a little something about Rosa Parks,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but I'm here to
We
bring
gonna
the
get back to Rosa.
militants. I'm here to talk about the ones that weren't so passive,
Mm-hmm.
that made white people appreciate those that were a little more passive. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go. Let's
That's
Yes.
who
have a
I'm here
Black
to talk
Power
about.
moment. Come on.
That's right. And tonight, I wanted to talk about the Black Panther Party. Well, Huey P. Newton, because if I had been born, if I had been of age in the 60s, he certainly would have been my man, or at least I would have been trying. But anyway,
That's where you
so
go
I'm
with
just
this first.
so I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Huey. He was born February 17th, 1942. Damn, he was nearly as old as my mama. Anyway, in Monroe, Louisiana. Okay. Little known fact about Huey. When he graduated from high school, he was illiterate.
Mm-hmm. He couldn't read.
But he taught himself to read once he
Mm-hmm.
graduated from high school, um, and before he went to college.
Mm-hmm.
Where, by the way, he not only graduated from college, he also graduated from law school.
Beautiful.
Um, then in 1966, as we know, he and Bobby Seale founded the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, um, which of course meant that in 1967 they threw a voluntary manslaughter charge on my brother for
Mm-hmm.
killing a police officer, which
Oops.
eventually was overturned in 1970, because it was some bullshit. And also, another little known fact that I found was that the Black Panther Party didn't officially disband until 1982.
I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I thought it
Mm-hmm.
was like early,
Done back
mid
then.
70s, but
Mm-hmm.
no,
Yeah, I thought late
1982.
70s. Bring it back.
So, exactly.
Where's FOI in them?
Well, yeah, no, I mean, that's a whole different discussion. Yeah,
Mm.
because they are not what they used to be.
None of them are, but
Well, I mean, they're really not what they
What they
used to
used to
be.
be.
Like, you get mixed up. Well, I won't even talk about that. You get mixed up with them. Let's just say, you may be getting mixed up in some Scientology bullshit as well
Mm-hmm.
nowadays, because that's what they've gone to. Um, but anyway, so yeah, Huey P. Newton was a genius because he used the law that white folks passed against the white folks. Now, the Black Panther Party was formed. Why, guys?
Because of the
unity
violence, the
resistance.
violence in Oakland.
Because the violence
White folk, the
Whiten them.
police,
by the
and
police, exactly.
mm,
By the police, because black people were routinely, I know white people have been taught that only white folks in the South were acting up and racist, but no, y'all was racist all over the joint, okay? And in Oakland, it was very routine for police to beat the shit out of black people just
mhm,
because they felt like it.
mhm,
So the Black Panthers formed because of that, and something else I'll talk about in just a second. And what they would do is, because California was an open carry state, they would all come with their rifles. And when
mhm,
the police would pull somebody over,
mhm.
they would all line the street and watch.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got
Bring
to
that
give me,
shit back.
I'm saying, if you got to give the brother a ticket, give the brother a ticket. But what
And
you
let
not
him go
finna
on
do,
about his way. I'm not gonna
right?
kill him. He
But
get to
what
go
you
home to
not
his
finna
family.
do,
Mm-hmm.
because if you pull out your weapon and cock it, then what do you hear? Clackety clack 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 clack. That's all them Black Panthers
Mm-hmm.
uh, putting one in their chamber,
Mm-hmm.
and so what it did was got the police right in a quick fast and in a motherfucking hurry. You know what I'm saying? So when, so trust me, they were practicing de-escalation when they had to. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I digress. So who did the Black Panther Party think the enemy was, y'all? I feel like a teacher. Like I'm giving y'all a pop quiz.
Crooked
Who was the
authority?
no close? The enemy in 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 Huey's mind and in Bobby Seale's mind was capitalism.
Okay.
Capitalism was the reason why Black people were being oppressed and depressed. It was all about money. So yeah, they thought capitalism was the enemy. So that's really what they were against. Yeah, they were against the brutality of Black people, and they sought to end it. But they felt like capitalism was the problem. That is why they came up with things such as the school breakfast program. Now, what a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people, particularly white folks, don't realize is that the reason why schools have breakfast programs now
Mm-hmm. It's because
is
of the Black
because the
Panther
Black
Party.
Panthers. That was their idea,
Mm-hmm.
for them to give kids free breakfast. Um, Also, I want. I feel like I'm doing too much Regina Hall.
What?
I feel. I feel
Okay.
like I'm. I feel like I'm bringing her up a lot.
Never
Um,
enough mentioning of black queens.
I feel like wasn't it her? I feel like it was her that was raised, or maybe it was. I'm thinking of somebody else. I know there was somebody who was raised as a Black Panther. Went to a
Raised as
school.
a Black Panther.
Well, yes, their parents were Black Panthers, and they went to an elementary school run by the Panthers back when the Panthers were the Panthers.
I'm gonna go with Tupac. I don't know Regina Hall like that.
No,
I swear that was the first person I
no.
thought of.
It wasn't Tupac. Damn it. I can't remember who it was. I should have written it down because I'm old and I can't remember. But I was like, oh, that's interesting. It's somebody who's famous now. Can't think of who it is. But anyway, okay. But yeah, I can't remember who it was now. But I know it's a famous actress.
Hmm.
And maybe I'm thinking Regina Hall
She's already on the brain.
because I was already talking about her.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, who was it? I don't
Move
know.
on.
Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, yeah, I don't
Just
remember who that.
Googling.
I don't remember who it was.
Cat air like a
But
motherfucker. Okay, I let it this week. Shit.
yeah. Anyway, thank you. Um, but yeah. So that's all I have about the great Huey Newton. He went to prison again. later on in life for misappropriating some funds or he was charged with misappropriating some funds, and then he was gunned down like 6 months later. Um,
Fuck the FBI, CIA, all of them three-letter motherfuckers.
exactly. Yeah, fuck them all because
Oh,
yeah.
side note, the CIA making a fucking Martin Luther King Day post about how great he was the most hilariously wrong thing I have seen in a long while.
I mean, yeah. Absolutely. Well, it was the FBI, not the CIA, but
Same difference.
well, not really. The CIA
A
doesn't
criminal, a criminal.
well, CIA doesn't operate domestically. They're criminals abroad. Um, so,
Word.
but um,
So let me say this about Huey Newton because I have to try to remember it.
okay.
Because my African American studies teacher in middle school, we had to learn his 10-point program.
Ah,
Um, and his 10-point program was he wanted, wait a minute, he wanted all men to be exempt from the military. All black men, I'm sorry, all black men to be exempt from the military.
I
Yes.
agree.
Um, he wanted decent housing for black people, fit for shelter.
Yes.
Agreed.
Um, we want to end the robbery by white men of the black community. That's four.
Good luck with that.
Um, full full time or full employment for black people.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
Freedom of all black men held. Oh, freedom for all black men held in federal, state, county, and in jails. I'm messing that up. But he
Yeah.
wanted freedom for black men
Well,
incarcerated.
Yeah, all is a
for
stretch, but
well,
okay.
All is a shit.
actually, all black and oppressed people.
Okay.
But
Mhm.
Um, Fine. Wanted education for our people that revealed the true nature of our history and our descent
Which is
I'm
really
sorry, in our
happening now and
contributions
backwards.
in American society. Um,
And
Education that
world.
teaches us our true history. Okay,
yeah.
Yeah.
and our role.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's six.
Yeah.
Black
I mean,
people to not get shot, but to actually have the opportunity to be brought to trial and tried in a court by a jury of their peers or
Yeah.
people from their communities, as defined by the Constitution of the United States. It was
which
something
still don't
about
happen, but okay.
Right.
bread. It said we something about bread, housing, education, justice, clothing,
Yeah.
peace, and land.
Yeah. I mean,
Basic
And
human rights.
last one, I believe was interoperability, community, decent housing. Oh, freedom, power to determine the destiny of our communities.
yeah. For
Big
real,
up to you
y'all.
for remembering that shit from middle school.
Reeled in. Do
Yeah.
you hear me?
Y'all should really I mean, if you're not going to remember what Star said, and he won't, go,
There's a
do a
rewind
Google
button.
search, find the 10-point program, and the Black Panther manifesto. Particularly if you're listening to this and you white American, because you've probably been told erroneously that the Black Panthers were a terrorist organization. They were not a terrorist
First
organization. They were
organization.
actually created to as a result of being terrorized.
Terrorized.
And there is a major difference. They were an anti-terror organization. But people
History is
like
written
to
by the people who won.
well, um okay. I'm not sure there was well, I guess maybe there was a winner. I mean, I don't know if there was a
Yeah,
winner
because
in
a
that
lot of the
whole
shit he was
thing.
trying to fix is still happening.
Yeah, but the stuff that the Panthers were fighting for, and Bobby Seale and Huey used to say this all the time, was not about black and white. They wanted they wanted poor white people to benefit from the same things as well.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it wasn't
Yeah.
really, you know, if you listen to Bobby Seale, he used to say over and over again, "I white people are not my enemy. Like I
Oh,
don't hate white people. I
I
hate
laugh at how many Trump
oppression."
supporters are on Obamacare. Yeah, it's still happening.
And that's what I'm saying. You know, that's
Because
what
they
I'm
don't
saying.
know it's Obamacare.
Well,
I
Yeah.
ain't gonna say they don't know, but they not calling it
Now a
Obamacare.
lot of
They
them
calling it like
don't know.
universal health care.
no, a lot of them don't know. They think
But
there's a
yeah,
difference because that's what Fox News tells them. All I'm
Mm.
saying, white people, is research this shit for yourself. And when I say research it, I mean don't
Not
listen to what
Wikipedia.
don't listen to what Fox is telling you. Um,
ever.
go go read like some encyclopedia, like read real history books. Don't let other people spin shit for you.
There's a lot of free information out here.
A lot of free information. Just don't be lazy about it, because a lot of the stuff that black people been fighting for, that all these people been fighting for, would benefit you. Matter of
And
fact,
does.
and does. Matter of fact, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the biggest beneficiary to the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was who?
White
Poor
folks.
white people.
White women. White women had
Shit,
the
no black
most
men will do
benefit from
whatever to
that shit.
save them. Never mind. Go
So,
ahead.
but, well, but, you hear civil rights and you think, oh, well, that's only black people benefit. No, white women benefited from the Civil Rights Act a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but people don't like to talk about that. But anyway, I mean, I could talk about this for hours, so we're gonna move on,
Yeah. I got next
and
week's
we're
Black History moment.
and we're gonna have to cut some of that. Oh, who you got for next week?
I'm
You
not
can you
spilling the
can
beans.
get rid of my 10 point.
Oh,
No,
well,
I'm not doing that. The people need to know.
well, yeah, because one of these weeks I want to do Asada Shakur,
Oh no, I'm
because
not doing her. I'm doing light
that's my
skinned
girl.
militants. I'm preferential. Anyway,
Okay. Anyway, so I was vindicated today on today. Okay, and I'm mention this real quick. Today, January 28th, 2002. I
22.
turned on 2022. Isn't that what I said? What I say?
No.
No, said 2002.
Oh, well, I'm old.
It's all right. You
Um,
forgive me.
so I turned on my television, and the news is on, which I never really do, but they're telling me that a bridge collapsed in Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I told y'all that shit ain't safe.
A friend of mine had just driven across that bridge like maybe an hour and a half, like a Facebook friend of mine, and he had taken pictures of it. He was like right there with his phone.
My God.
Yeah, because wherever it was that he had to go wasn't far from the bridge, and he was able to look out the window where he was and see that it had collapsed because they heard it.
Mm.
Yeah, and that shit has happened more and more often. Um, and again, people voting against their interest, but we won't even talk about that. Just know that I was vindicated. So for those of y'all that are
So she's
judging
been
me,
against bridges
so
forever.
so those of y'all who've been judging me, y'all judgy McJudgy pants because I don't like
Lord.
bridges.
All the bridges in America, one collapse. But to keep it a buck,
Well,
I've been running through the state of Pennsylvania since the late 70s. I ain't never been through that state one time where they wasn't working on damn near every highway. Like, I don't know what the
okay.
budget is in that state, but y'all don't fix nothing.
Oh, you've not been to Michigan because Michigan
Well, nah, I
highways are
haven't been to Michigan.
always under construction. Uh, like
Yeah, but I've
I
never been through the state of Pennsylvania where damn near every highway wasn't being worked on at the point in time. Nothing ever
again
gets finished there.
again we live in Michigan, so we're very well aware. I don't think I have ever been on 96 between here and Lansing, and part of that free highway was not under construction, and I have been traveling that highway for what, 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always some part of it's always under construction,
Mm-hmm.
which is silly. But
Yeah, you'd
there
think
you
they
go.
finish at some point.
Well, you would think, but all I'm saying is,
Rest in peace to anybody who caught that bad one.
yeah, I didn't stay on that story long because the way my anxiety is set up. I didn't stay on that story long enough to find out if there were any fatalities. I hope there
No, you were
weren't.
busy going, I'm right.
Well, no, I was busy going, where the hell is that remote so I can turn this shit off?
But I'm right.
Because it's already hard enough for me to get through my day to day having to go on overpasses. And now,
Now
like I
this.
don't need to see that, and that coupled with the one that happened in, when was that, Minneapolis a few years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that huge bridge collapse there? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not about to sit here and watch that shit.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I was vindicated. That's all. Um, did you still want to talk about your thing, or you want to table that for next week?
Yeah, we can table that because it's already running long.
Okay.
Okay.
Magic. One. I don't, that laugh is just, you already know it's about to be some shit, right? Um.
No, I'm seeking help.
Oh, okay. Well, you're a listener letter this week. You're your own listener letter.
Yeah, because
Okay,
y'all motherfuckers don't write in enough. But anyway,
that is true because
being
we enjoy
that,
your letters.
yes, truly, being that y'all are the angel and devil on my shoulder, y'all figure out which one is which. I
I'm
wanted
the
to seek
angel.
your opinion on something that I do.
I'm probably the devil. But go ahead.
Long story short, I was married. I found out my wife was wilding. I left her.
Right?
Um, I was really cool about a lot of really foul shit. There's been another man spending the night in the house I let her keep for 3 or more nights a week for the last year and a half,
Okay.
which I'm cool with. Like, any motherfucker that want to treasure my trash, good luck with that. I don't. I've told both of them. I don't care what you're doing. It ain't none of my business. Enjoy life. I did have a little heart to heart with him, but that's because I got daughters. I don't give a fuck about her. But I've been told it's weird that I refuse to go to family events where it's me, our children, her, and him. I'm like, nah, one of us got to go to fuck home. And I realize, in a sense, I'm being immature. At some point, I got to just deal with it. But am I wilding?
I have a question.
What?
Whose family?
Her family.
Oh, why you got to be there for her family?
Because it's still my children. It's still nieces and nephews that have been around me for the last 15 years. Like,
I get that, and they should absolutely go. I don't know why. Okay. Okay. I actually just had this conversation with Dell. Um,
hey,
because Yeah. Hey. Because her ex-husband's mother likes to invite her places, to family functions.
yeah, I feel it.
And, because she has her grandchild. But she don't want to be there with her ex-husband and his new wife. Like, she has no desire to do that. And she shouldn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
because that's not her family. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she don't need to be she don't need to be at their family functions.
But then it's bigger than just you. If you have a child, that's still grandma. That's still they cousins.
She ain't keeping him away from his grandparents.
So she just drop them off and leave.
Well,
Yeah.
no.
Why
Okay,
not?
well, first of all, there's a whole drama that's going on there with the ex-husband.
Yes, we
So,
heard.
yes. So when it's his weekend, when it's his weekend, uh he's free to do that. But when it's her weekend, she should not be it shouldn't be coming upon her to make sure that they spend time with their grandchild. Like, it's
I'm not petty like that. I'm petty in a whole bunch of other ways. I ain't petty like that.
well, here's the thing.
I'm
She
petty in a
was
few other
doing
ways.
that, but then he got petty. And so
Mm.
since he got petty and he's like, well, the rules are the rules, well, let's abide by the rules then, right?
Mm.
You can't have it both ways. You can't be, well, we have to abide by the rules when it's, inconvenient for me, but not abide by. But anyway, I'm getting into the weeds on somebody else's situation. All I'm saying is your kids can be there without you. They don't need you there.
Yeah, but they gonna ask because
It
I get
doesn't.
it
You know what?
from both of my daughters. Like, okay, daddy, we went on vacation and this motherfucker here, but we wanted you there. And I'm trying to be cool. Like, yo, your mother brought who the fuck she wanted to bring. I don't have no control over that. But if it's a
Us.
party like at the house, they're like, Daddy, you're supposed to be here. And I'm like, yeah, I ain't chilling with another motherfucker living the life I made for y'all.
Okay, so here's a slightly similar situation. Um, with my daughter. By the time my child was born, I couldn't stand her. I couldn't stand her father and her father's people. Okay,
All
so
right.
they would have get-togethers over at the house, and I knew my daughter wanted me to be there, but at the beginning, when everything was still raw and whatever, I would either allow her to go or let her, be over there with her father. But after a while, I knew it was important for us to create memories, like together, or at least important in the child's mind. Um, and so I knew it was important. So I still wouldn't go over there and just hang out for the whole time. I might step in and be there, 30 minutes, possibly an hour, and then I would go ahead and leave out. So my suggestion for you right now, I mean, y'all haven't even been separated that long. And that can't be comfortable. And why put yourself through that? You know, that, yeah, no. If it's over with, I mean, it's over with, and I get that, but it's still, it can't feel good, and it can't, be a comfortable situation. So I don't know that I would go over there at this point to, join in and be around them. But at some point, ease into it. Um, Go over there, maybe for half an hour, set your time limit, set your alarm on your watch, and then be out. You know what I mean? That way you can at least be there some of the time for your kids, take a couple of pictures, and they got mom and dad in the same room. Um, because when they're young like they are, that still, is important. But as they get older, I wouldn't
Listen,
I wouldn't be bothered.
listen. Um, if I felt the way you feel about it, there's no reason for me to go to just, random family functions. Now, what I would not do is miss like important stuff because of it. Like, if it's my kid's birthday. I'm going to that. Like, I don't give a fuck who
Yeah.
is there. I'm going. Like I'm gonna
But no,
mention Dell.
not random family shit. Like, oh, we celebrating Pawpaw birthday. Okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Mhm.
saying. Like, that's why I said whose family.
No, my family
If
doesn't live here. I gotta
okay,
travel to see my
yeah.
family.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna bring up Dell again, and I'm gonna go back to her college graduation. I remember her calling me, and this was, child, 25 years ago, 20, over 20 years ago, over, ooh, Lord, I'm old. Anyway, I remember her calling me and being real upset because her dad was not coming to her college graduation. Why? Because her mama was gonna be
Mhm.
there.
Yeah,
And I'm
nah,
so
I ain't
hot with
missing a
this.
and
graduation
and
or
I was
nothing.
like, yeah, and I was like, he can't be in the same room. I mean, and if you've been to a graduation at a Big Ten college, you don't even have to like sit
Yeah,
next
they're on
to
the
each
same
other.
side of
Like
the
that's
stadium.
just silly. Yeah,
Mhm.
So I was like, he about to miss your graduation over something that petty, and like they fell out about it because and like I wouldn't do that. Like I wouldn't miss
Nah,
something big like a graduation or a birthday or something like
nah.
that.
To
But if the
clarify, I'm not mad at my ex or the dude. I'm
I'm
It's
not
nothing
just
saying you
wrong with
that
are.
shit's
being
weird.
mad.
No, no,
Yeah,
no.
it
I'm
can't
not
be
saying you are.
comfortable.
I'm just
No.
saying, like, I wouldn't just because y'all are having a family function, like y'all getting together, like even like let's say y'all getting together for uh Fourth of July
Father's
or
Day. Ha ha
or
ha.
yeah or some mess like that. Like I'm not no, I'm not doing that. Because why? Like, why am I here? You know what I mean? But if it's
Mhm.
something that's
Yeah,
a
birthdays.
milestone for my kids, I'm not missing, on account of that. But just for, shits and giggles, because, the family's getting together, no, that ain't the place I need to be.
Yeah, just random celebrations, no. But like a holiday or Thanksgiving, I mean, I would go over there and spend time for a minute. Again, I'm for the sake of her, I would be over there for a minute, but I wouldn't hang around for like the whole thing. But it took a
Right,
minute for me to get there.
right.
Yeah, I'm aware at some point I just gotta suck it up. But as of right now, like,
It's too
nah,
new.
I'm not that
It's too new.
mature.
No.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't need to be at all their family fun. Like, yeah, you just don't.
No.
And like I said, I was just having this conversation with Dell because I was pointing out that her ex mother-in-law still thinks of her as the daughter-in-law as opposed to
Oh, I get that.
the new wife.
But son-in-law.
And I feel like probably what's going on with your ex-wife's people is that they still think of you as family
Yeah.
as opposed to the interloper. So, you know, I didn't know what to call him, so that's what I called him. But
So
so they think of you as family, and so they feel like you should be there. But to be frank, I mean, you're not related to those people, so you don't really owe them your presence. I mean, even if you were related to them, to tell you the truth, you owe them your presence. But I mean, you might feel a little bit more compelled if it was your side of the family, but nah.
I'm nice to a fault. I'm aware of it.
Mm, that
But you
is
gotta draw the
not,
line some goddamn way.
well, I was going to say that has not been my, but anyway, yeah,
Really.
I
You
don't
wanna have
think,
that therapy session on the air?
I don't think you're wrong, is what I'm saying, for not
Okay.
wanting to be there.
Yeah.
I ain't
No.
gonna say
I
who
don't
said
think you're
what, but
wrong.
one person said it sounds like you're jealous, and I'm like, of what? I walked
Oh, that's not
away.
what it sounds like to me at all.
No, not to me at all.
Oh no, I
Yeah,
miss my house and I miss my kids 3, 4 days a week, but her,
yeah, no, it doesn't sound like jealousy to me at all. Like,
No. It's
because
too
I would be the
new.
same way. Like,
That's
because first
uncomfortable.
Because first of all, like for me, it takes a lot of effort for me to have to go around people to begin with. You know what I mean? So I'm not probably not going to be willing to make such effort, for my ex's people. Like, why would I do that?
It's not a much of an effort for me to be around people, but again, um, that's just uncomfortable. And
Exactly.
Weird as fuck.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and and that's what I'm saying. There's no need for that
yeah.
if it's not, something that's specifically for your children,
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Well, thank you for your listener letter.
Yes.
Yeah,
Keep them
I should have
coming.
wrote that.
Well, no, because if you'd have written it, it probably would have, there would have been some kind of insult to me in there because that seems to be
Oh
the custom.
no.
I don't insult you.
No, but I'm just saying the letters tend to.
Yeah.
Oh,
No
you talking
way.
about that last listener letter?
Yeah, I'm talking
Yeah.
about that
Joe
last
Blow and
one.
them.
Yeah. Yeah, the Joe Blows of the world. Um,
You
but,
took it in stride.
yep. No, because I don't give a fuck. You don't pay my bills.
The three F's. If it ain't the three F's, I don't give a damn what you got, what you feeling. Y'all know what the three F's are, right?
I know what the 4 F's are. What are the 3?
Feeding me, fucking me, or financing me.
Ah,
Oh,
okay. I was thinking find them, feel them, fuck them, forget them.
oh. I'm like, I only care about 2 of those. I mean,
Do we have to
I'm,
ask which two?
well, if you're fucking me, that's all good and all, but that don't mean I care about, your feelings.
I got that from
And
the
this is why
response
the
from the
results
video
come
that
as
I
they
sent you
come.
yesterday.
That came out wrong. Okay.
No, it didn't. It was
Yes.
Freudian. Go ahead with it.
No, I didn't mean that. I mean, if you're gonna sit there and just criticize me, like, in one ear out the other, whatever. Like, I mean,
That clarified a lot. Hey, you, if you like the show, tell a friend, tell a foe, tell a hoe. And if you don't, tell everybody you know. It's the Threesome Podcast on Facebook and Instagram, and the Threesome Pod on Twitter. We'll be back next week, motherfuckers.
Night night.
bye. Gotta go walk the dog.
Getting it down.
Dope.